Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday, October 27, 2018. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, utility companies prepare for weekend nor'easter in New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
The look of the indoors. This was the scene last October in Salem and throughout New Hampshire. Toppled trees, cars tangled in power lines, roads crumbled. The aftermath of a coastal storm that hit just before Halloween.
That was one of the worst storms we've had.
Ernie Aldenor remembers it well.
It was pretty nasty. The pole had come down, one of the trees had come down, blocked the road. Traffic could not come through. Wires came down. The wires got disconnected from the house. Of course, we lost power for several days.
As tomorrow's nor'easter approaches, Eversource is making sure its impacts are minimal.
We will have crews throughout the state ready to respond to any issues that arise.
50 line and 48 tree crews will be out on the roads. Eversource's remaining staff has been put on standby, along with the company's line contractors.
We're tracking the storm very closely. If we do need to bring in additional crews, we will do that.
Potential winds of up to 50 miles per hour and soaking rains are causing some concern for the power company. Areas they're keeping a close eye on are the eastern part of the state, along the seacoast, in the higher elevations up north.
I would say now is a really great time to assemble or restock a storm kit if you haven't done so already.
And now if you do come across a downed power line in your yard, officials say always assume it's live, never touch it, and dial 911 to report it. We're live here in Manchester. I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And with more on this stormy Saturday coming, let's check in with meteorologist Josh Judge with more on the weather.
Hit a home run this postseason with AutoFair Honda, Ford, Hyundai, Nissan, and VW. Get off the bench, get in the game, and get AutoFair's famously low prices on every new and pre-owned vehicle.
Hi there, thanks for joining me here on the web. I'm meteorologist Josh Judge with a look at a stormy Saturday ahead and then what lies beyond that as well. One factor today is going to be the winds. Those wind gusts at times in this afternoon are going to be quite strong. The highest wind gusts are likely to be at the higher elevations as well as coastal locations. And here's a look at where the winds could be gusting to during the afternoon hours. And anywhere from 30 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts are a possibility. Then we go into tonight. It's still windy, but by the time we get to tomorrow, a wind shift occurs and the gusts will certainly be a lot calmer. Now, in terms of what to expect for precipitation, well, the system moving in begins as snow and mixed precipitation for a lot of locations before changing over gradually through the day to rain, but it'll take a while in some locations. So western New Hampshire and interior locations, even here in southwestern New Hampshire at elevations, you could see some snow or ice mixing in, and then snow areas farther north and west of Concord for a while today as well. Gradually through the afternoon, as warmer air pushes in from the south, that rain-snow line tries to move northward, although elevational areas you could still see some mixing going on, and it continues in northern New Hampshire for longer, But even there, some mixing will eventually turn over to just some rain showers or some ice. And then things start to calm down on Sunday. A look at Sunday's forecast. Early couple of showers and then gradually drying from south to north through the day on Sunday. And then just a spot shower here and there. There could even be a late day break of sunshine or two on Sunday. And Monday, more showers will be around in a couple of locations, especially southern New Hampshire. That's a look at the next couple of days. In terms of snow accumulations, well, there's certainly the possibility of a little bit here. A good chance in northern New Hampshire of up to a couple inches. The higher your elevation, the higher these amounts could be. Some of the snow ski areas and the mountains could even see higher than 4 inches. And then as you head farther south, a coating to an inch or two is possible through the day and into tonight. So high temperatures today, topping off in the 30s north and west and 40s everywhere else with windy conditions. Tonight, we're not dropping a whole lot, but then finally tomorrow, improvement arrives, a little bit milder. And after a rainy start, we go cloudy with a couple of leftover showers and then maybe some breaks of sunshine in the afternoon. Your extended forecast, there it is. It's actually going to be a milder week ahead. After today, things do get a bit on the milder side. And as you can see right there, some of the days ahead could even be near 60 degrees. That's a look at your forecast. Have a good Saturday, a good indoor type of day.
Okay, that was meteorologist Josh Judge for your Saturday weather. Thank you, Josh Judge, for that. And it looks like a good week, mild temperatures, so that would be good as well. And there's one closing. The Remick Country Doctor Museum and Farm will be closed today. Belmont woman charged with trying to murder hospital patient. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
When we look around, we see a lot of potential. Our neighbors have the heart of a revolutionary and the courage of an underdog. The neighborhoods we come from give us confidence in the future and a vision for success. Envision Bank. See the difference.
It's a shock. This came out of left field for us because she had dedicated her life to taking care of her parents. Longtime neighbors of Tanya Bogosian are stunned. The 53-year-old Belmont woman is now accused of trying to smother her 86-year-old father earlier this month in a hospital room at Mount Auburn. According to prosecutors, it was a hospital staffer assigned to sit with the elderly dementia patient who sounded the alarm. He told police the victim and defendant were allegedly behind a curtain in the room when he heard the defendant state, "Take your last breath." The sitter drew the curtain and allegedly witnessed Bogosian holding a pillow over her father's face.
He was declining. He had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's years ago.
Neighbors told us Bogosian had her hands full for decades. She cared for her mother until she died of cancer last year while trying to look after her father, who tended to wander off.
She would call the police would find him. We would find him places around the neighborhood.
They say Tanya Bogosian was committed to keeping her father in his own house, but lately he was just too sick. They wonder now if she somehow thought she was helping him.
Either that or she snapped. It's a terrible situation.
A judge has ordered a mental health evaluation for Tanya Bogosian. She's being held without bail pending a dangerousness hearing next month. We're live in Cambridge. I'm Mary Saladin, WCVB.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And the Red Sox, what a game last night. It was a long game too. Very long. A very long game for the Boston Red Sox. It did not end until 3:30 our time. Let's take a listen to the press conference with Red Sox coach.
I just talked to them. I told them how proud I am. You know, the effort was amazing. That was a great baseball game. I don't know, 7 hours, whatever it was. You know, probably people back home are waking up right now to the end. But it's probably one of the best, if not the best game I've ever been part of. The effort from both sides. You know what Nate did tonight, that was amazing. That was amazing. We kept talking to him. He's like, oh, I'm good. So he's putting everything together. The pitch mix, good breaking balls, good cutters, fastballs. You almost have to be perfect in that situation. And actually, no, he was perfect. He just, you know, we didn't make one play and then they put a good swing on it. But effort-wise, I don't know, World Series talk, whatever, that was one of the best performances probably in the history of the World Series. We were talking about it. We're like, well, you know, we got David. We knew that we were going to be okay with him. We had Craig, obviously knowing that Nate was going to be available, and he got up a few times, and that's when I decided, well, if he warmed up twice, we should just let him go because he's not going to start tomorrow. And we just kept going and going. The stuff was great. So, at the end, you know, it's like a regular start for him. We'll see where he's at in the next few days and see when we're going to use him. Well, it seems like he kind of like was a little bit off balance when he cut it, and you know, it's one of the best defensive second basemen in the big league. So he's been making that play for a while. He just threw it away. We had some situations that we could have put him away, and we didn't. And at the end, we paid the price.
Okay, and there you go on the press conference with Red Sox coach Alex Cora. And they had just participated in the World Series Game 3 for the ages, a 7-hour and 20-minute 18-inning epic, which ended in a 3-2 loss to the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium on Friday night. And really, for the Red Sox, the one question that lingered was how they will respond to a defeat in which they burned their Game 4 starter, Nathan Nevada, and went through their entire bullpen except for Drew Punrazi. In other words, will the toll of Game 3 have an adverse impact on Saturday night's Game 4? One out away from putting the Dodgers in a 3-0 stranglehold, the Red Sox instead cling to just a 2-1 lead, now in the best-of-7 series, and how they bounce back will define their season. And again, Game 3 will be, Game 4 will be tonight at 8:09 p.m. We'll have to see how that game folds out as well. National Drug Take Back Day being held today in Maine. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
They're both in remission, have the same pre-existing condition. But if Sean Moody becomes governor...
If you have unwanted or unused prescription drugs, tomorrow is the day to get rid of them. That is because Saturday is National Prescription Drugs Take Back Day. Here in Maine, there are multiple sites throughout the state collecting drugs from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Law enforcement say it is not only a good way to get rid of them, but it is also the responsible way to dispose of your drugs because it's good for the environment.
It's important to dispose of them correctly because if you flush them down the toilet or you throw them away in your trash, then it gets mixed up in the environment.
On the last drug take-back day in April, more than 949,000 pounds of unused, expired, or unwanted drugs were collected at take-back locations throughout the United States.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And also here in New Hampshire, there will be Drug Take Back Day happening today in New Hampshire as well. Package bomb suspect ranted on Twitter about liberals threatened to blow up company. Let's take a listen to part of the video from ABC News.
Pixel. Now buy one Google Pixel 3 and get one on us. The phone you want, the unlimited plan you need, on the network you deserve.
Let's get right to Pierre Thomas, our senior justice correspondent in Washington, because we're getting much more information about the suspect, Pierre, and some of the key elements, some of the things that led authorities to that person. What can you tell us?
Well, with the newest information we have, we can now identify the suspect in custody being questioned by law enforcement. Again, the case wrapped up by the FBI, ATF, Secret Service. The suspect is being identified to us as Cesar Sayak, 56 years old, of Aventura, Florida. Law enforcement officials, as you can see by some of the aerial shots we have been investigating a car perhaps associated with the suspect. They are questioning him, trying to get additional information. Law enforcement officials are breathing a sigh of relief. They think they've made a major break in this case. We're being told that at the upcoming press conference at the Department of Justice at 2:30, the Attorney General Jeff Sessions, FBI Director Chris Wray, and the NYPD Commissioner James O'Neill will attend this press conference to brief us on how they got to the suspect.
Pierre, I want to ask you a couple questions.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. If you want to watch the whole video, we will have a link for you on the Riley King Network Facebook page. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.